Today, let's look at the top 10 reasons why not many Indians invest in the stock market. Let's compare it with a developed economy like USA. Let's quickly look at the demographics. India has a population of 22% of young people. That means 22% of the total population of India or young people. Young meaning I have considered ages between 20 years to 35 years. So 22% of the Indian population are young. 3.5% of the Indian population invest in equities. This is the latest information I could get. Previously, it is said that 2% of Indian population invest in equities. So if you have any other idea or any other information, kindly let me know. Let's compare it with USA demographics. 20% of US population are young. A whopping 55% of USA population invest in the stock market, be it through individual stock holdings or through mutual funds. So 55% compared to 3.5% in India. Let's think about it. It is surprising that foreign investments jumped 13% in the last year, that is 2020. But we Indians, we are not having confidence in our companies, so we shy away from equities. There are a host of other reasons which we will analyze going forward. Even in Japan, it's about 12% of people who invest in equities. So, have you ever wondered why very few Indians invest in stock market? Just 3.5%? The first reason is that our basic instinct refuses to go away. Our basic instinct is to cling to physical assets like land, house, or gold, though they may not live up to potential. Over centuries, we Indians were farmers. Every time we had a good harvest, we had the habit of buying physical assets, isn't it? That instinct refuses to go away. So, in short, we have the habit of saving more than investing. American stock market is about 100 years older than the Indian stock market. The first stock exchange listed in USA was the Philadelphia Stock Exchange in the 1700s, whereas for us in India, BSE was established in 1800s. Since there is a difference of so many years in the stock markets, that probably added an element of maturity to the investor in USA. The third reason is that we lack patience and we quit early. Although it's easy to forget sometimes, a share is not a lottery ticket, it's part ownership of a business. These are the words of Mr. Peter Lynch, a famous investor. We don't think long term, we are not disciplined and patient when it comes to investing. As Mr. Warren Buffett says, if you are not willing to own a stock for 10 years, do not even think about owning it for 10 minutes. How many of us have such patience? We want quick results. We want quick money. And if we don't get it, we blame. We blame the market and we quit. I think this is one of the reasons not much of our Indians invest in stock market. What is your opinion? And another major point is that there is lack of trust. The Indian stock market has had its share of past financial scams, which resulted in many stock market investors losing their money. Though now the rules have become a bit stringent with SEBI, most common Indians stay away from the stock market with the fear of getting duped of their hard earned money. Another reason for our lack of trust is that there is a lot of volatility in the Indian market compared to other markets. For example, as per a report last year, the volatility of Dow Jones was 3% compared to around 5-6% of BSE Sensex. There is probably also a lack of financial knowledge in India compared to other developed countries. Also, we have better financial instruments when compared to other developed countries. Say, for example, we have better FD rates, say, for example, 6% compared to 2 or 3% FD rates in America. So, maybe if they had the availability of FDs with decent interest rates, the situation would have been different. There is a common misconception that we need lots of capital to start investing in the stock market. But the truth is that many successful investors have started very small during their early days, working slowly and in small amounts towards a richer life. For example, say you can start with just 500 rupees per month an SIP investment in mutual funds. So instead, what we do is we look at the top persons in the stock market like Rakesh Junjunwala and think that maybe we need a large amount of money to start investing in the stock market by looking at their portfolio. But this is not the case. And another reason could be that we all think that stock market is a big science and study that we need to invest a lot of time and effort in analyzing the stocks. We also feel that we need to be a gifted person to be a successful investor, while on the contrary, many deemed gifted investors also lose a lot of money. Agreed, we have to understand what the company that we are investing in is doing and how it is faring. But a simple SIP investment every month or a simple investment every month in a market index would fetch us better returns than actively analyzing also sometimes. So all in all, we think that this is a big science and we don't know much about it. That is why maybe most of us don't invest much in the stock market. And also, I feel there are no proper dedicated courses on the stock market. Although NSE and BSE provide few certifications, I don't think we have many stock market courses in our curriculum. But I hope with our increase in knowledge of the stock market and our increase in trust on the big enterprises of India, we will have a decent growth in the equity investments in India for the next 10 years, and that will be a great day to look forward to. Also, it is not fair on our part to just compare the Indian market and USA market. We need to compare apples with apples, right? So, actually, the US market is more than 8 times in size, the market capitalization compared to the Indian market. The total household disposable income. By disposable income, we mean the money left for spending after the basic necessities are deducted from the net income. So the total household disposable income in USA stands at $15.74 trillion, whereas in India, as of 2020, the disposable income is $7.8 billion. So having less disposable income might be one of the reasons why most Indians won't invest in stock market. If you think this video helps in triggering certain thoughts about the US and Indian stock markets, please subscribe to this. Also, feel free to comment about your opinions.